Hi, we're here heading into day 3 of the Platinum Pairs. We've just got on the bus. We're running a teeny bit late. We were going to stop for the Bean today, but I don't think we're going to have time. We will get a picture of the Bean and Beans in the same place, like Beans Cubed, like a dream within a dream. But we're heading in today, playing the 3rd day of the Von Zedowitz Life Masters Pairs. The only 2 pairs I know that made it with people you've seen on the vlog already is myself and Beans and Miki. Hi Miki. Hi. So Miki just scraped in. He didn't waste any master points or match points getting in, so well done. He's going to use all his extra ones to win today. The leading pair have just had a phenomenal set. They've got like 65 to 69% every set. And that's Mandala. What's Mandala's partner called? Sorry? Berman. Mandala and Berman. So yeah, I mean, it's easy. They're catchable. Obviously, if they do those percentages again, they're probably not. So if they continue how they're doing, they probably win the event. But they're only a board ahead of the next best pair, so which means if we sit down against them, they're only like 2 boards ahead of us. If we sit down against them, we get 2 tops, which is unlikely. But then we're tied with them. So and that's not, you know, that's pretty unlikely given how good they are, but it's doable. So we're going to try our best. Obviously, you know, if you can top 10 a field like this, you've done very well. The other team that you will be aware of, there's a few people made the 2nd day of the 0 to 10k. I think Kyle made the 2nd day of the 0 to 10k and Clark did. Yeah, so Kyle and Clark have made the 2nd day of the 0 to 10k, and the most important one is actually the final of the GNT knockouts, the GNT Flight C. You've got Jack, Avery and Jessica, and two other people I don't know made the final, so they're playing the final today. It won't be viewgraphed, I don't think, but if it is, Andy's going to be doing the viewgraph operating there. So this is kind of the pinnacle of the first weekend's play, and then tomorrow the spin goal starts. So the calm before the storm maybe for some people, and then there's lots of other friends playing and lots of side events, so I'll keep you updated as best I can. Heading downstairs to floor 2. It's a bit of a weird one. You walk into the venue and you walk in on the main entrance, and that's floor 3, because Americans don't have like lower ground or, you know, floor -1 or anything like that. Oh, the queue for coffee is pretty big, so I'm going to try the other place. So there's a place on the floor 1, and I've got a little coffee voucher. Well, it's $3 off the extortionate coffee you get here. So yesterday I went to this one and it was a lot less busy because I think I must have just come earlier. And you can see this is the partnership desk. So people looking for partners for the day or the week or something like that. And this is the slightly more casual events today. So Gold Rush pairs, open pairs, bracketed, round robin. So yeah, I'm gonna nip into here. There was a coffee place yesterday. Oh, there's some books to buy now. I saw these last time. I always used to like browsing books, but so you can see just down there there's tons and tons of bridge books to buy. I do like reading a good bridge book. I usually get one most congresses I go to. Morning Nathan, how you doing?
Morning Stevie Weavy. You, on the last vlog, you introduced me as Nathan. You didn't introduce me as teammate of the single, unlike Arthur.
But you're not on our team, are you?
What?
Are you on our team?
Yeah! I'm playing with Arthur. I
thought Arthur was playing with Ray.
Ray's playing with Mike.
On our team?
Yeah.
Team 6?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Alright. Teammate.
I feel attacked.
No worries, I'm just going to get coffee. Oh, I didn't know that. I thought we were a team of 4. It looks like we're a team of 6. I need to just clarify that with Beans. But we will see. So here we are at the coffee station. I'm going to get yourself coffee. And you can see behind me people just setting up for the day. So yeah, so coffee, ritual, getting a coffee every morning for the event, and it's worked out well so far. So we're here in the final session of the Life Masters Pairs, and we are playing with screens. So this is a table. We'll be sat at for the first session anyway. So Beans and I are north-south. I'm going to let him do north. And if you've not played with screens before, let's have a quick overview for those of you who haven't. Pop this down. Oops. Something like that. So you've got your bidding box like normal, and you've got this tray on the middle of the table, and this tray kind of has the board on the middle, and then on each side of the tray you start putting your bids. So as you're making your bids, you put them on your edge of the tray, and as they go through, they kind of go there and there. And then north-south are responsible for sliding the tray under this screen. So this screen flaps down, and you can see during the bidding, you can't see it when the board's at the other side of the table. So you can't see who's taking hesitations, you can't see which of the two opponents is taking a while. You can sometimes work it out, but when it's a competitive auction, if there's no break in tempo that you can clearly see, because you don't necessarily know who's taking their time. Sometimes you can figure it out. So it reduces some UI, it reduces facial expressions from partner, it reduces bits and bobs, it reduces misexplanation. So obviously if your partner says your bid shows hearts and it doesn't, you've got UI in your head. Now you don't, you do everything on a pad of paper, so you write down your notes and explanations on a pad of paper. So I would say, you know, 3+ clubs or something like that. Sometimes I'll do it verbally, it depends who I've got on my screen and stuff, but it's a way to prove again for any director call. If you've written it down, obviously there's no arguments as to what was said or what was meant, or that your partner can hear it and stuff like that. So it reduces a lot of non-verbal communication that you get on normal bridge tables, which is just unavoidable on normal bridge tables. It's a bit less social. Obviously there's one person you don't see. You don't see your partner during the play at all, but you also don't see any of the opponents. You see like one half of the opponents, and you see you've got a screen mate, so whoever sat there will be my screen mate playing with me on my side of the board. So I will sit with all wests, and Beans will sit with all easts, and we can potentially get up in between hands and wander out and stuff like that, but obviously that won't be the case. And you can see that what they've done is they've angled all the other screens, so we're sitting west and south, and there we can see west and south, there we can see west and south, west and south. So if you accidentally, you know, glance at someone's hand, not that you do that, but obviously you can't see partner's hand because there's no norths available to be seen, and so that's the way they kind of do these things. There are cameras as well, so I'm not sure the cameras are going to be used, but the cameras will be there to record play as well. So if there's any sort of like allegations or something, if the cameras are on, you've got video proof and things like that. Oh no. Well, Beans has just said, do I need help finding the room? No, I'm sat at our table, so I'll go and let him know we're here. So we're about 8 to 10 boards in. Mistakes have been made, but we had this one hand. You pick up too low, jack to 5, jack to 4, too low, one of your better hands. And the bidding goes a club on your left, double from partner. Club shows 2, double from partner, 1 heart on your right, transfer to spades. So double would show hearts, but you're just too weak, so you pass. This goes jump to 2 spades on your left, double from partner again, 3 spades on your right. Well, I'm like, we're favourable, so if 3 spades is making, we're likely to have a 9-card heart fit. So even if 4 hearts doesn't make, they're probably not going to be able to double it. And going 1 or 2 off is still going to be a gain if 3 spades is making. But on the other hand, if Beans has got a really big hand and can't double again, maybe 4 hearts makes and things like that. So I bid 4 hearts and it goes pass, pass, pass. And they lead the top spade, and dummy comes down with, you'll see it on the screen, but dummy comes down with a 2 low spades or jack 1 spade, ace, king, queen, x of hearts, ace, 10, 9, x of diamonds. I've got jack 8, so I'm just missing the king and queen. And ace, queen, x of clubs. Big hand, best hand at the table. Obviously they've tried to preempt us out of bidding game, so well done to them, but we got there anyway, and we just have to make it now. So I thought a trick, so it's interesting, they kind of forced my hand a bit to make this anyway, but basically the issue is you don't have many entries to your hand to take the diamond finesse. So let's say they play spade, spade and switch to a heart. Well, you've only got 1 entry to your hand, and you need to play diamonds twice potentially to try and not lose 2 diamond tricks. One possibility is you play the left-hand opponent to have king x or queen x of diamonds, and you just need 1 finesse. But what I decided to do, which didn't actually transpire happening, what I decided to do is you can actually even afford to draw an extra round of trumps here, but you could play ace, king of hearts, then a heart to the jack. And now what you can do is play a club to the queen, ace of clubs, ruff a club, and now you've got no entry back to your hand. So when you take a diamond finesse, how are you going to repeat it? Well, the way you've done it, because you played on clubs first, you played club to the queen, ace of clubs, ruff a club, you've actually eliminated clubs and they've eliminated spades. So when the diamond finesse loses to whatever one that they have to give you a rough and discard or play a diamond. Now, if they play a diamond, they've done your job for you. They give you a rough and discard. It doesn't give you a trick, but it does give you an entry back to your hand to take a second diamond finesse. So, so that's what I was going to do. But at trick 2, once they cashed one spade, I think maybe they could see some sort of end play or whatever happening. They tried to attack clubs. They played the jack of clubs at trick 2. Potentially, if I've got 3 to the 10, they can cross their partner and get a club through or something. So it's like a surround play. So they play the jack of clubs. I covered with the queen, and now I've got a club rough back to my hand to take the second diamond finesse. So I now went heart, heart, heart to the jack, diamond finesse. They win. They cash a spade. They play a club. I've got this club rough back to my hand to take a second diamond finesse, and when that holds, I can run the 8. When that, so I played the first diamond, play the diamond to the 10, and the next one I can run the 8 and hold it in case diamonds are even 4-1. And at that point, I made it. So plus 420 is pretty good with the hand I was dealt. So Beans and I just bid to our first slam of the weekend. We missed a couple today, that thin ones that just happened to make 12, and so I picked up, I forgot my hand now, Ace 10X, Ace X, Ace Jack, Queen Jack to 6, and Beans opens a club, which is at least 3. The next one bid to heart. Well, I've got this like 16 count or something with 6 card support, so I bid 2 hearts, forcing in clubs. So a good race of 3 clubs. It could be, it could be like a 10 count, or but I'm way better than that. And Beans jumps to 3N over this. So this should be like 15 count-ish, or effective 15 count or better. But Beans decided with a maximum 14 count and 2 heart stops, he thought he wanted to be in 3N. I should have at least 5 clubs, so he knows he's got the source of tricks. So he bids 3N, and so obviously now my hand's really good. So I bid 4 clubs, forcing, and partner bids 4 diamonds, which was kickback. So I bid 4 spades showing 0 or 3, and Beans knows I must have 3. And this is where our wires crossed. He bid 4N, which he thinks was a queen ask, and I think is a sign off, because we haven't necessarily said we're playing in clubs. I suppose 4 clubs sets clubs. So he bid 4N, and I wasn't sure what that was. Neither was he. I think he should just bid 5 diamonds or something. But then he would commit to slam anyway, so I don't know anyway. So I just covered him by bidding 5N over 4N. I'm like, I want to be in slam now. If he's doing kickback and I have 3 and 6 card support, surely he must have 1 with the ace or king. In which case my jack of diamonds and 10 of spades might come good as finessable things. So I bid 5N, pick a slam, and Beans bid 6N without having 4 clubs. I think with 4 clubs he might bid 6 clubs. might just be a bit safer. So he bid 6N, so obviously it's a pretty good spot, I think, given one hand is overcalled. It looks like any finesse you need might be right, and so, well, I say the club finesse is wrong, but like the diamond finesse, or if there was a spade finesse, which there isn't. So Beans just, he took the club finesse which lost, they played a club back, and he took a diamond finesse and claimed that's 12 tricks. He pitches a spade on the king of diamonds and a spade on the queen of hearts. So yeah, we made 12, that's the best we can do on the board, and that's our first time of the weekend, so good time to have it. It was another one that we ended up doing quite well on, although maybe we shouldn't do. It's one of those turning it into a top or a bottom sort of thing. So it might not even be a top, but letting it make would have been a bottom. I picked up 4 to the 10-9, Jack third, 10x, Queen Jack 9-8, and the bidding went 1 club on my right, which is many different things, one of which could be a weak no trump. It could have various strong hands as well. The hand on my left bid 1 diamond, which is 0 to 7 any, or various 8+ hands with no major. And Beans bid 1N, which is like strong, like 15, 18-ish, 16, 18-ish. This goes pass, so I pass. And the next hand bids 2 diamonds, pass to me. So that's what 2 diamonds was, and 2 diamonds is still in the same range. If he is 8+, which he could be, he will have no major. But my guess is he's not. My guess is that Beans has a lot of points. The hand on my right is likely to be a weak no trump. It's confirmed when they pass a no trump that they've got a weak no trump. So it's me to bid, and so do I want to compete here? Well, we're green all. I think it is green all. I can't remember. They're green anyway, and yeah, I kind of want to compete. I've got 4 spades, 4 decent spades, 10-9-8x, even though I've only got 4 count, and Jack third heart, Jack 9x. I mean, the pips are good. I can rough diamonds if needs be. Might push them to 3 diamonds, which might drift 1 off or something like that. So I made a takeout double. And obviously, Beans ace king to 4 diamonds passes it. So we need to beat this now, and it's a bit of a difficult beat. Beans led a small heart, the 2 of hearts, so low from 3. Dummy played the ace, and I encouraged, so it tells Beans that I've got the jack. So when they played a diamond to the jack and ace, or jack and king I think it was, Beans can play a second heart back, but what he really wants to do is create an edge to man, so he played the queen of hearts, and the Clara thought about this a while, and I think they need to duck it to make it, potentially. Apologies, the play is different actually. Trick 2, De Clara didn't play a diamond, he played a spade to the queen and ace, and now Beans played the queen of hearts, and what Beans is trying to do is set up his spade ruff. So De Clara takes this, which is a mistake unless he plays a third one now to take out my entry, or he could duck it, which would be right as well, but De Clara took it and played a diamond, and now I think he's off. When Beans wins this, he plays his second spade to Dummy's king. I think that's how it went anyway. And then when Beans gets in with the ace of clubs, he was able to play a heart to my jack for a spade ruff, and then he's still got the king of diamonds, or the top diamond that he hasn't played yet. So we got plus 100 for 1 off. I'm struggling to remember the play there, but that's pretty good. And given I took 1 trick with my 4 count, Beans took quite a few, but the ruff is essential to beating it, because obviously clubs, we don't have a club trick because De Clara's only got 1, and my spade pips don't come good enough to make a spade trick, because I think he can just set up the 4th round of hearts if we don't kind of force him. He could, if he just ducks a heart at some point, maybe he can set the 4th round, but more importantly he takes my entry out for the ruff. So got away with that one a bit. Plus 100 is good, better than plus 50, but it's way better than minus 180 or whatever we'd concede if we let it make. Hey, we just finished first session. For those people on Discord who know this person, this man is Nikolai HE, or Nikolai, I've forgotten your surname, Nikolai. I just call you HE.
Yeah, fair.
Fair. What are you doing this week? You in the spring rolled?
Yeah, I was playing the Life Master pairs, but we got knocked out the second day, and then we're playing the spin gold tomorrow. I play with Roy and Sabine on the team.
Roy and Sabine, and who's your partner?
Fredin.
And who's your partner? Peter?
Tor Erik Hoftoniska.
Ah, Tor Erik, no worries. Well, if you haven't seen Nikolai, this is what he looks like. He is not 12, he is... How old are you now?
15.
15, oh my god. So good at 15, it's brilliant. We're just going to have a look at our score. So this is Beans' score and mine. So, oh, I can't see it. Okay to start. What was our score, Beans?
Here, I'll put that.
I'm not sure you can do it. So yeah, we've done all right. I think we finished with a decent board. We conceded a slam, made a slam. Generally more positives than negatives. So we'll see how we're going. We got 47%. Pretty tough field. It's about what I thought. I thought we might just be just under 50%. So we're going to look at some hand records and have some food and come back at 3:30 for a restart. So we're down kind of like slightly out of the way here for the GNT finals. So there's Wolfson is 35 up against Stifle in the championship one, and you can see the boards here, you can see the current set of play. Our friends are there, Jack's team, Jack Avery, Jessica, they're 4 imps up and they've got one board left to play in the second stanza. And they're in these little side rooms here, so we have an actual proper open room, closed room situation. So that's the open room, where there's one table from each match in there, and then we've got 4 closed rooms. So this is one closed room with that match being played there. As the district numbers again, there's another closed room, and then we have here Jack and Avery here. And they've just seen us there on the very last board, so we're going out for lunch with them. And see how they've done. They'll be talking about hands, and Beans and I can talk, but at least we've got something to eat with. It's because we restart slightly later than the rest of the field. So there's Matt. We're going to have some lunchies. See you in a bit. So we've nipped out for lunch to Whole Foods, and Whole Foods have these. This is not very. It feels like it's a supermarket. So you look round, and there's a supermarket. There's fishmongers and cheesemongers and all that sort of thing. And then you get to this bit, and it's like a hot food buffet that you can get a big box of hot food in. So you've got different curries and potatoes and veg and salads, and there's a salad bar further down. So I'm going to have a little bit of a mixed mash of different meats and veg. Feels like a Sunday dinner for me. It's weird to get that in the supermarket. We don't have that in the UK. So these guys are, how much are you up, guys? 30?
We're at 29.
29, okay, excellent. 2 sets to go, keep it up. Yeah, we're just gonna eat these, chat some hands, and coming back, we finished with 49.7%. We're in 40th place out of 78, so about bang on half. Our carryover's pretty much gone now. That's where we are. So to finish top 10, we're going to need to break 60% probably. So let's see if we can do that. So we had this pretty wild hand from the last second session. We got to quite a high contract and we were doubled, but we'll see how that went. So I was east and I first in hand open 1 no trump. I've got my bid. I've got 15 to 17 points and a strong no trump. And Beans bids 2 clubs stamen, so I respond 2 diamonds, showing I haven't got a 4-card major. And Beans as West bids Smolin, which is 3 spades, jumping to 3 of the other major, showing that you've got 5 hearts and 4 spades. So effectively you bid stamen looking for a 4-4 spade fit, but you've also got 5 hearts. So I like this. I bid 4 hearts. I've got 3-card support, and obviously Beans has got bigger things in mind. He thinks the slam's going to be on, so he bids 4 spades. So I like that, and I bid 5 clubs. And then my screen mate asks, as I'm passing the board through to the other side of the table, or as the board's been passed, what 4 spades is. And I went, it's a cute, oh no, it's kickback. So I'd forgotten we play kickback here, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm putting myself into an ethical dilemma here. So West bids 5 hearts. He signs off. He thinks, oh my god, how can we be missing the key cards we need? Partner's not bid the right thing, whatever. And I'm in a frantic panic here. I'm thinking, oh my god, what's going on here? Am I ethically allowed to bid 6, knowing I've misrepresented the number of key cards I've got? I've effectively shown 0 or 3. I've got 2, but Beans obviously is going to sign off when he's got 3 as well, knowing I've got none. So I'm in this awful dilemma. But before I get a chance to, basically what I was going to do is stand up from the table. I'm going to speak to the directors when it came to my turn to bid. North doubled. So Beans has tried to sign off in 5 hearts, and North doubles this. I'm like, well, for a couple of reasons. One, this is let me off the hook. I don't have this ethical dilemma anymore. I can just pass or redouble or whatever I need to do and try and score this. But the other thing I think, well, what is North doubling on? Well, it's not what's called a stripe-tailed ape double. Sometimes if they double 5 hearts and you make 6, it actually scores less than bidding and making 6. So because Beans was about to sign off, that's not the case. They're not doubling us to stop us bidding 6 like as a bluff. So what they're doubling on is probably 5 hearts. So they think the trumps are 5-0 here. So they lead the 8 of clubs. I didn't redouble. I don't think I need to really. If trumps are 5-0, 6 isn't going to make. At least 6 hearts isn't going to make, and some people are just going to let them play in 6 hearts. And so if I can make this, I just get a good board. And if I redouble, obviously, and go off, it's just going to be awful. I'll lose to those in 6 hearts going off and things like that. So they lead the 8 of clubs, and I'm trying to do this. So what hand can you pick up a 5-0 heartbreak? So you're looking at your pips, you're missing Queen, Jack, 9, 8, 5. And the only other card you're missing is like the King of Diamonds, but you can throw dummies, or at least West's small diamond on your 3rd club. So what sort of shape do you need there to be to make 5 hearts doubled, assuming that the trumps are 5-0? Which I'll give you a clue they were. So you can pause the video, have a think about what sort of shape, what sort of hand you'd need north and south to have for you to make 5 hearts. If you have paused and had thought about it, well, what you need is effectively you need to be able to cash all your outside tricks without north ruffing. If north can ruff and exit, they might still make 2 heart tricks, which means you're going to go off. So what you need north to be is you need north to have 4 spades, 5 hearts, a singleton diamond, and 3 clubs. And then you can cash your 3 clubs throwing a diamond, you can cash your diamond, you can cash your 4 spades, and then you get to the point and trick 9, where West only has hearts left. And what you do then is you play the 6 of hearts from West. North can't play the 5, and otherwise you let the 6 run, and you then cash ace and king, and you've made it. So you play the 6. North has to cover. So you've got a few options here. You can win and play one back and duck it, or you can just duck this, and then North has to play something high. You can win and throw North in, but you've got various ways of basically throwing North in, and at some point you duck, and to the point where he has that. So you're basically getting to that point. You need to play for North to have 4, 5, 1, 3. If they've got any other shape, I'm pretty sure you can't do it. However, when we played the 2nd club, South ruffed. So South ruffed with the 5 of hearts. So this was the actual hand. I think the bidding's slightly wrong on my screen here. I think it was, I haven't responded. I would have responded 5 clubs, and then West would have bid 5 hearts and North would have doubled. But North made this really, what might be a brilliant double. So from North's point of view, North knows I haven't got 4 hearts. They know the West hasn't got 6 hearts. So they know their partner has 5 hearts. And more importantly, they know that we're missing some key cards, even though I've actually misbid. So we got away with this a bit. So what happened was I was able to, when North and South ruffed, I was able to play a heart towards the king and 10 at some point, and South inserted, and I can duck it or take it. And I was able to later cross to a heart and play another heart towards the 10. When I played a winning club, South erred, and they didn't ruff it. The 2nd winning club, and I was able to throw my diamond away. So I ended up making 11 tricks there. So it was a bit of a lucky one, because lots of people were in 6 hearts going off, or 6N struggling to make. You've got to do well to make 6N because of this horrendous heartbreak. You can do it, but you've got to guess the diamonds right. When you play ace of diamonds and a small diamond, you've got to guess right to play the queen. And I haven't had to work out whether you've still got 12 tricks at that point. But obviously with a diamond guess and maybe a squeeze of a throw-in, you can make 6N, but 6 hearts is just not makeable with that heart split. So we got pretty lucky.
Just a pretty lucky board. We weren't doing so well, a lot of negative scores. No massive mistakes necessarily. We've dropped a trick here and there, as you do, because obviously you're not perfect, but they passed a splinter, so I'll put the board up on the screen. The bidding went a spade, pass, 4 hearts, pass, 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 and the board, the board came under the screen, and the look on my screen mate's face was like friend of mine from used to live in the UK. So obviously I lead a heart just to clear up the situation, because on the other side of the table, Beans won't have been told that it was a splinter. However, Beans' hand tells him that it's a splinter. Yeah, so you wouldn't have been told it was a splinter. So I just want to clear things up at trick 1, and then it goes, we took the first 10 tricks, I think, or something like that. Oh no, we took 10 of the first 11. We took 11 tricks. We took 11 tricks. So we went heart, and then Beans played a diamond because I'd signaled for a diamond with my second heart. And it goes diamond to the ace, and then he plays a spade, I rough, and I carry king, another diamond, Beans roughs, spade rough, diamond rough, spade rough. I have a winning diamond, and then I can play a club through to set Beans' king up, and then he has a trump left as well. So absolute carnage. We got 800 for that. That was much appreciated and much needed.
All right, my time to be on screen. Okay, so your hand is queen third, king fifth, ace 10 fourth, and stiff jack. It goes a no trump on your left. Your partner bids 2 clubs, showing the majors. You're white, they're red. After some hesitation, your right-hand opponent bids 2 spades, which is either a size ask for clubs. You don't necessarily know when you're looking at a stiff club in this auction. So you decide to, you know your partner usually has his bid, so you decide to take a leap of faith and bid 4 hearts. It goes pass, pass, and then the person who bid 2 spades reopens with the double, which shows that they have some values, and you end up playing 4 hearts doubled. They lead the ace of clubs. You can see the dummy on the screen. It goes low, low, jack, and now the no trump opener leads ace now to heart. Everybody follows the 2 rounds, and what this hand boils down to now is playing the spades for 1 loser. So there's various possibilities. Of course, you have to keep in mind that you know there's a strong no trump here, although this person has to have some values. You just don't know what they are, and you're looking at a diamond suit that's ace 10 fourth versus a void, and all the honors, you have no idea about where they are. You know that the no trump opener probably has ace king of clubs and ace of hearts, but that still gives him at least 4 or 5 points to deal with, and you don't know what those necessarily are. So the best way to play this suit, I think, given this situation, is to run the queen of spades, because this can smother the stiff jack and you can pick up the suit for no losers. I took a slightly inferior line. I played a spade to the 10, which lost to the jack, and at this point I can't recover because, as you can see, it's king jack third with this person, and I ended up losing 2 spades for down 1. But it's certainly interesting play problem nonetheless.
Hi Beans, yeah, thanks for the game. You did really well today, and yesterday, and the day before. So I think we're at like just over 50%. Maybe.
1 heart down, 1 heart in the east down 1.
See how we do? East down 1.
Yeah, so we're just going to check the ranks in a second for the last spot. Thank you very much. Cheers. And we get to see the ranks. There we go, ranks, and there we go. It's at 48, is it? We got it to 50? 52. So we've got 48% in our section. That means probably we're slightly below average overall, but we'll see. It could change in our section. We've had chances today. So some interesting hands coming up. There's an interesting 5 hearts double that I'm going to add. I'm probably going to somewhere in the video. You've probably already seen it. But I'm going to go home and do that. And then we're going to... Hi Ulf.
Hey.
How you doing?
All good.
Yeah, no worries. So yeah, it was probably the toughest pairs field I've ever played in. So the standard was really high. I don't think we disgraced ourselves. We were in the game. Very few pairs just kind of walked over us, but some people did well. Yeah, we didn't really ride our luck, but yeah, we'll see. How'd you do, Inga? Better?
Well, better. It couldn't be any worse.
Couldn't be much worse. Well, you could have dropped a place or 2.
It was tiring playing today, but
yeah,
all good fun.
Yeah, indeed, that's what we do, Phil. So there's Filthy down there. We're going to go and say hi to Filthy, and then we're going to go and have a drink, ready for the spin goal tomorrow.